What's going on, guys, and welcome to the Minute Channel. And today we have just another discussion video slash wish list for Persona 6. And the last time that we talked about gameplay and all that kind of stuff like that. And this is kind of like something that I've been trying to think of more of. The more I think about it, the more I'm really good at, for that idea. So this is not obviously a really original idea, as you know, people talk about it before or mention it, even in previous games as well. So this isn't exactly like mind breaking or anything like that, but I do want to talk about like my feelings about it and what I thought about it, because honestly it is something that I would like to done, just because the maturity of the games and everything like that. So let's go ahead and talk about this, what I'm talking about. So my wish list this time will be regarding Persona 6, and to either include adults or to just have a different setting, whether it's the college setting instead of or a workforce kind of settings. Now I do believe that in all honesty, the high school setting is the high school setting, because that's the time period where there's a lot going on, and it just feels like it's more interesting. And I totally understand that, because I mean, in my life, I graduated college, I went through the whole thing, and then I'm just working and everything. So honestly, nothing particularly interesting is happening in my life at this particular moment. So I totally understand why Atlas will do a thing where it's just more like teenagers and high schoolers and that kind of stuff. However, I do believe that there is something to be had when it comes to college setting, which is something that's never been explored before. We had people that finish the game. You know, when you finish the game, some students, some of the characters go into college and everything, but we haven't even experienced that kind of stuff or that kind of setting within the Persona series. Another thing that will be interesting, for example, in Persona 2 Innocent Sin, we do have Maya, and Maya is basically a adult. She has a job, she works, she's a reporter, and you get to kind of explore her side of the stuff and everything like that. It's a really interesting setting, coming up really different from Persona 1 and 2, the first part of Persona 2, because both of them are high school students, and then Persona 3, 4, and 5 just followed up that transition to students again. There's a lot of adults in Persona 2 original scenes. There is many different kind of people, and including a police officer. So it's an interesting setting for a game, and I think that's a setting that has been very unexplored when it comes to all the different stuff that they could do for it. And I'm very curious to see whether that's something that will work really well within the Persona franchise. A lot of people, there are many different theories based on how the world of Persona works, so to speak. One of the theories, for example, is that adults, Persona and adults don't work at the same way, but again, Persona 2 shows that it is a possibility. And then Persona 3 has a TV series, and in the series we do have adults that also use personas. So it's not out of the realm of the opportunity there. Persona 4, we have Adachi, who also has a persona, so to speak. Within the realms of possibility, it is something that could potentially happen. How it could happen, that's the interesting part, really, to me. I do think that this is a setting that could be explored again, and I do think this is something that is up for discussion. Do you guys want a different kind of setting? I think to be honest, and frank, I think the high school setting is overly played out, and not just in Persona series. I mean, we're talking about Shin Megami Tensei has that sometimes. We have a lot of different game franchises out there that have that same exact setting. Book series, it is a genre in and of itself, like a young adult kind of thing, and it, in a sense, it does carry that coming of age story kind of thing. But I think there's a lot of different stuff that could be explored with an adult setting, more mature themes in a way that will be more mature, I guess you can say it, because it's not the same way as how a child or a teenager will react to something as an adult. So I feel like there will be an interesting dynamic. And if they had something like teenagers, high schoolers, and college students together, kind of like in a team or something like that, that will be pretty cool too. I will be open to that as well. A mixture of the two will be interesting as well. But guys, this is pretty much a discussion video today. So let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think about this? Do you think the high school setting works fine? Should they start with a different settings, like again college or workforce, like they had in Persona 2 Innocent Sin or anything like that? This is just again discussion kind of thing. But I do think that this is a good time to kind of start a different and new. I will be totally open to the idea of it. But that's it. Again, that's it for today, guys. If you're new, please consider liking and subscribing. And that's it. I'll see you next time.